Biology Part 62. Interestingly, the two sides of the heart are not exactly alike. The reason for this is that the pressure needed to keep blood flowing in pulmonary circulation, typically 4 kPa, is much less than that needed in the systematic circulation, typically 16 kPa. Note 1 mmHg is equal to 133.3 IPA. Thus, although the quantity of blood pumped in each case is the same, the walls of the left ventricle are thicker and more muscular than those of the right ventricle. The difference affects the shape of the ventricle cavities, so that the right ventricle is twisted over the left, making the heart less symmetrical than suggested by the figure. You may discover that this from the dissection. The same lack of symmetry applies to the aorta and the other main arteries, which have much thicker walls than the pulmonary arteries. In life, the pressure in the pulmonary capillaries must remain low to prevent accumulation of fluid in the alveoli of the lungs. Cardiac muscles. Cardiac muscles tissues is uniquely specialized for its role in pumping organ and forms an approximately 50% of the heart by mass, as illustrated in the figure. The individual muscle cells and the myocytes are brushed and joined together by a series of interrelated discs to form a dense interconnected network. As described in more detail in Unit 26, this structure allows electrical excitation to pass rapidly from cell to cell so that the linked cells contract together almost simultaneously. Once activated, an individual muscle cell reaches and reacts completely to produce its maximum contraction. This is called the all or none effect. Furthermore, the cells show an unusually long refractory period during which they are completely unable to contract for a second time. This is very important because it ensures that each contraction or systole of the heart will be separated from the next by a resting period or a diastole. During a diastole, the cardiac muscles relaxes, allowing the atria and ventricle to increase in volume, passively under the pressure of inflowing blood becoming filled with the blood before the next contraction. The high oxygen demands of the cardiac muscles are met by numerous blood capillaries in the living heart. These receive blood from the pair of coronary arteries which arise from the aorta immediately above the aortic valve and spread over the surface, carrying oxygenated blood to all parts. Deoxygenated blood is collected by a system of cardiac veins into a single large coronary sinus, which empties into the right atrium as we talk about it. Coordination of heartbeat. The human heartbeat about 70 times per minute, pumping 70 cubic centimeter. It's very interesting, and I'll tell you more about the same in my next video when we talk about the coordination of the heartbeat, talk about the rhythm that it makes and how does it actually go along with it. Well, the greatest of the symmetry is that it does not have a symmetry that we in fact perceive it has got a greater symmetry that we would understand